Welcome back, everybody. Here we go again. Wipe was yesterday, but I was busy last night. So this is a fresh start. I want to spawn. I'm gonna look at the same house as last time. Basically, I think it had a lot of, for the two of us, it worked quite well. Obviously, we need to get to a trader to initiate missions that we need. Bottom corner, loot up that, and then start pushing north. Pretty standard route for me. We can find nails, code lock, or tools en route. Brilliant. If not, we'll just complete the initial mission that gives us a code lock and nails and do it that way. Good point. Group. A drum. Thank you. My first ever jewels, mate. My first ever jewels. That's awesome. Thank you so much. How are you? Hope you can hear me all right. I think it's fine, the voice coming through. Wow. As I said, first jewels ever received on the channel. And they came from you. That's amazing. Oh, mate. It's a whole new thing to me, these jewels. I turned them on about 2 weeks ago. Now I'm a good man, just chilling right now. Excellent. So, fresh wipe on a server that I'm playing. Well, we played, Chuckles and I played last wipe, learning it. PvP server. Lowish pop. US server. Is it US? No, it's a EU server. But a lot of US players on it. With some it's really difficult to explain. So, well, it isn't difficult. The server owners, they're a relatively new server out there. But they've mainly in the past done PvE. So they do a Chernarus PvE with PvP circles and a Deer Isle PvE with PvP circles. And then last wipe, which I came to late, they took their PvE Chernarus server and did a copy of it and made it full PvP. And it works really well. So you've got the stuff that people enjoy doing in PvE and the harder monsters and all that sort of stuff and collectibles, and they've made it a PvP server for trios. And I'm really enjoying it. Quite difficult, quite hard from a food perspective. You spawn in with 10% water, 10% food, and you're forever losing it. It just drops. So you're forever trying to eat and live on scraps. It's like being on Goblin from that perspective. Is that a convoy? That is a convoy. I will take a survivor backpack, thank you very much. We know them from a different server, don't we? And you cut me, you nasty little creature. I'll keep the survivor, I think, for the moment. No, I won't. It's an easy swap. So that was a win. So we got a Lamat for Maz. Good Bergen, a little bit of money, some coca leaves, and some 8.6 ACC blackout. Now, again, we're just going to push for the corner and see if we can get geared up a bit further. Get rid of this stupid shirt and shorts. Maybe get some armour. And then make our way up the map. As you can see, you can grow on this server. Centurion last wipe killed me and Chuckles. Sorry, murdered us. Murdered us on our first day on the server. But they had really low pop last wipe with slightly better pop this wipe. It's not amazing yet, but I think it'll get there. There are some players that have played some of the bigger servers out there on here. Me included, I suppose, realistically, in that. And, I mean, I'm giving it exposure, and when people ask which server it is, I'm happy to tell them. Airdrops are impossible on here. They've got horrible creatures on them. So, playing to mine and Chuckles' strengths or weaknesses, you know, we're not the best players in the world at PvP. We had to pick a server that worked for us. This works. I quite like the fact that they don't allow allies on here. So, you know that when you're you're a duo against a 3-man, you're not suddenly against a 3-man with another 2 groups of 3 people that are somewhere else on the map. That appeals to me. Also, as much as people are getting killed, and these guys are good shots, and I'm not, there's enough of a map that I can play. Chernarus is big enough that once you get past a few days, it'll be punchy the first few days as people are gathering resources, but then people settle down into a rhythm and you can sort of loot and do what you need to do without fear of being shot every 10 minutes. Also like the fact that you pick up a weapons platform and it's got 3 rounds of ammo in it. For a PvP server, it's not OP. And nails come on zombies. And as a base builder, that's massively useful. I'm hoovering weapons to sell. That's the only downside, is you get paid. The downside I can live with. Server restarts in about 2 minutes, guys. We will be back on after the restart, so... Badlands is looking amazing, isn't it? I think, yeah, what they're going to do is out of this world. Let's get clear of here, so the restart doesn't affect me. Obviously, when the restart kicks in, the Zeds will mysteriously die. Right, we need to hit that one and there. I've been itching to get back on a server, and summer business be dying down soon for me to play more. So I'm very early days now, but I'm developing a new survival server for next year. It won't be till next year, but something big. A lot of planning going into it. A lot of planning going into it. But it will be a trios hardcore survival server with a unique twist. Is a fair way of putting it. But it's DayZ. You know, it's the only game I play, really. I love it. I look at other games. I play a bit. I play other games around the outside, but not online. But the games I play offline are city builders. So Timberborn, Manor Lords, things like that. Online, multiplayer games. It's this. It's DayZ. All the way. 100% DayZ. We'll be back on them once the restart kicks in, guys. And I think it always will be. Or DayZ 2 when that drops in a few years' time. But the big one for me is I'm moving house in about a month and a half-ish. I bought a place, just waiting for the final paperwork to come through. And complete and get the keys and pay the money and all that sort of malarkey. But for the Americans that are watching, I bought a 2-bedroom apartment. For the Brits, a 2-bedroom flat with parking. 15 years old, ground floor. My first property. 2 bedrooms because the second bedroom I'm going to turn into a streaming room. Something that will drum that you'll find amusing, I'm sure, is I found a company in the UK where if I send them a PDF and the dimensions of the wall I want, they'll make me wallpaper. Well, they'll print that PDF directly onto it so it fits onto that wall. So behind me in the gaming room, I'm going to have the full-size map of Chernarus on the wall, done to be the full wall, because it's different and because it's geeky. And then, yeah, won't be in front of me because it will distract me too much, but behind me. And then what I'll probably do is for like situations like this where we're sort of in a waiting for the server to come back up, I'll switch to a webcam that moves and shows off the stuff around the room, or a video showing off the stuff around the room. That's sort of the aim. But yeah, so I found the place when Mum died. I inherited, so I paid off all my debt, and then I viewed a place. I've been watching it for a year, watching it drop in price because nothing's selling in the UK. I viewed it, made an offer. Offer was rejected a couple of times and then accepted. We agreed on a price eventually. Sent party hat for 20 jewels. And then, yeah, I'll be moving into a place. It will be, and I'll make sure I get some photos and videos of it. I'm also got and I'll be able to then have all my gaming stuff in its own separate area rather than in a shared space, which I quite like the idea of. And then my main room, my living room, can be TV and stereo and a table to eat at rather than just sat on a bed. It'll be amazing. And I'm getting my own kitchen rather than sharing one. I can't wait. Really, really looking forward to it. And reducing, obviously, what my bills are, so I'm not paying somebody rent. So that's amazing. And I'm not paying a mortgage because I'm buying outright. Again, amazing. So yeah, really looking forward to it. If we can get back on with it. No, not 6 o'clock yet. Needs to get past 1800. But yeah, so that's a lot of my planning this year is going into that. So I'm making less content because that's the biggie. and once that kicks in, then life changes. I was going to have a server I was going to actually pay for a server, buy a server, set it up, but actually I found a server host that is used by the big players, and it's a good price, so I'm going to use that server host instead, and host with somebody else for next year, and then set up a really nice, I'll start building it in October, but it won't go live until it's ready, sort of thing. But a really nice survival server with a different twist, with an end game twist, and that's all I'm going to say at the moment until I've got it working, in case it can't get it working. But yeah, I'm looking at something a little bit different. Be a PvP server, be a base building, be a raiding, be your normal stuff, be a hardcore survival version of normal stuff, but there'll be something different as a mission goal. Something that will alter everyone's gameplay. I think it's a fair way of putting it. And that's what we're aiming to do. I've got a small team of, there's me developing and doing all the work, but I've got a small team of testers that will help me test it, get it where it needs to be, put various items in to make it interesting for people. There'll be a limited use of AI on the server, but used in certain ways. And the reason I've then switched providers is because GTX can't handle more than 9 AI at a time. It just falls over. Where I'm going has got much faster processor, 64 gigs of RAM, faster disk, can handle a lot more stuff happening, and it's used by servers such as Rearm, Downbad, Survivalists, the big players out, some of the bigger players out there have used it, or use it as a host. They've got 1,000 DayZ servers that currently host with them, and the server has been built around DayZ hosting, which is amazing, or the server company. So yeah, that will work really well for me, and it's a good price. All in all, it's a really good price. There are some downsides. I can't host in the UK. I either have Chicago or I host in Europe, so it'll be Europe. But that's fine. Because of the speed of the connection they're going to give me on the package, it won't make any difference to anyone. Be a little bit more ping from the US, but not greatly. So our aim today, at the moment, is loot up. Obviously, we're looking for nails, we're looking for code lock, we're looking for tools, but we really just need to grab everything, get to the trader, and then extract a safe trader, sell everything, pick up the mission that allows us to do the to get a code lock and box of nails, get that mission done, then buy the tools, then extract to the place we're going to live, put a flag up, put a door in, block off something, get some storage. That's tonight's main mission. After that, whatever else I can do, I'll be happy with. This is a weekend raiding only server, but this weekend, because it's the first weekend of wipe, there's no raiding. So it's build, build, build. I couldn't come on earlier today because I was out for a military do last night. I had a fair amount to drink, and I've spent most of the day walking around like a bear with a sore head. But I'll be on this evening for a few hours, and then I'll be on tomorrow. Some of the events on here are amazing. They've got a C-130 crash event that's great fun. But some of their airdrops, as I said, they spawn in horrible monster things that are you need so much ammo to take them down that I can't complete them. I put 2 mags of 308 into it and it still kept coming. But I survived. I ran away like a clever goblin. Right, where are we? We're up here. We're heading that way. Right, first things first. We've got some more 5.56. Let's get that sorted. What caliber's that? That's 300, is it? 300 black. Okay. Two weapon platforms, that's fine. A little bit of money to sell. Second mag for that, is it? Yeah, that'll take that. That's good. That's rubbish. Rubbish and rubbish. A little bit of food. At the moment, no spare water. Okay. We're good to go. We've got a fair distance to go. I could go to a closer trader, but all that happens then, so these are the trader extractions, all that happens then is I still have to make it up there anyway for where I want to live. So, is there any point? If you're still there, Drum, I've got soldiers out in America at the moment, out in Detroit area, on exercise from my place, from where I work. They went out last weekend, they're out for another week. Got to come back. Come back next weekend. And then they're going out again in January? And as you can see, this is a server where you don't have to have MVGs, but it does make life easier. But we'll fix them up. Maybe not tonight, but we'll certainly fix them up. It weren't too difficult to get last wipe. What I like about this server is it's a PvP version of Goblin. So the server wants to kill you, and then you've got players to worry about as well. And I like that. You know, that's always been my philosophy on building servers. You want a server that's hard to start with, and then you add PvP to it. Make it count, make you worry about it. Though you can have sleeping bags on here and spawn at base. Just finding sleeping bags is a nightmare. The trader also, brilliant concept. Some items he's always got for sale. Brilliant. Doesn't sell nails. Not so brilliant. Does sell code locks and they're reasonably cheap. Fine, that works. But he has limited stock. So you can't just run to trader and buy a good gun. If someone hasn't sold that gun to trader, there won't be one for sale. Again, that works really well. So it's really hard for people to die, run the trader, and gear up. Forces players to move around the map looting. Or pick places to live that give them the ability to loot. Are we? Somewhere that's reasonably close to a well. I don't need one at the moment, but yeah. Let's grab that. Move it down to Zer. At least we'll use that well to fill up our water. I went to Detroit once to rent a car and drove to Windsor, Canada, right across the water. That's amazing, drum. Yeah, in the winter they're going out to Mississippi for the big exercise. Whereas last night I was at a military hog roast and cheap alcohol, adult only thing. So a mess do basically, to say from the staff to say thank you for all the adults for a year's worth of hard work. So it was a very cheap mess do. Really nice hog roast. And then I had some very, very nice flavoured cider that I was drinking far too quickly and really didn't notice how much it affected me until I woke up this morning going, ugh, ugh. Right, what time is it in game? It is, dark o'clock still. Okay. No, this will dehydrate us, but we're going to hit some water. Anyone made any kills yet? Yeah, in 24 hours a few. I said it's really annoying that I couldn't be here for Wipe Night, but that event comes first. I love being on for a wipe, so when I miss a wipe it does get annoying. But I'm only a day behind, and it wipes monthly, so it's not like I've left out massively. So it will be a short wipe this time because they want to bring it in line with their PvE service. So everything wipes at the same time. And things like that, hack crate inside black market, so you've got to hold it down for 15 minutes in black market while they throw bears, wolves, strange creatures from the night at you, and potentially players. Just awesome. Also, at times on here you get hit by wolves, and the wolves are white and they take a lot more shots to kill. At times it feels a little bit strange because obviously they've come from a PvE background. They're PvE with PvP circle servers. They've got a Dirar, which is dead, and they've got a Chernarus, which is pretty rocking from numbers. So a lot of it feels very PvE. So they're learning how to do PvP servers, really. But that's not a problem for somebody like me who doesn't have the reaction times anymore. And likes the adventure of a good map. There's lots of quests, you know, there's hundreds of quests to do. And you can get to a trader. There is an end game. There are one tappers on here. I think we had one last wipe. Walking in, so I've got a better chance of seeing people. Because obviously we don't have scope. Tiny flag on here as well, so. And you spawn with luminous sneakers, so at night you just everywhere you run people can see. So I threw them away and got a pair of lurch boots as quickly as I could. Dust. Nice, push on. I'm not going to search at night. I can't believe I got over that fence first time. It's not the DayZ we know and love. Also, where I'm going to be base building, there is a... That's more like it. There is a crate nearby that can be opened with a lockpick. Looks pretty good for tier 2, tier 3 loot. Let's be sensible and go up the map and check our base to be first. Go there first to check whether it's free. As long as it's free, that makes it easy. Sell everything that's possible to sell apart from what we need. Pay everything into the ATM, thing I hate. Ready for when we need it. Pick up the mission to get the box of nails and the code lock. Do that mission. Go back. Buy the other tools that we need. Get a door up. And then start doing the storage runs. Obviously we need a fridge. We'll need nails, which means we've got to start searching for them. Last time I did really well because I heard a big explosion, and then I went down there about 3 hours later and someone had lost their front door. So I went back with a hatchet and took down their base for them. But for safety, obviously, I wanted to pack it away. And then took my screwdriver back and took one of their lockers home. Less chance to do it this time. Also, fishing on here is dangerous. When you fish, there's a percentage chance that when you either fish or cut the fish up, that a wolf or bear will attack you, attracted by the smell. Which is awesome. But you get better fish. And you can make good money at the trader selling fish if you want to take that sort of dangerous route. But it's one of the best sources of food. So it's a risk you have to often take. Because the trader just doesn't have food for sale unless people are selling it to him. Which I like, and it's something that I'll have in the future on a Goblin server. I quite like this idea of a trader. Certain items unlimited stock, but expensive. Other items it's player driven. That's perfect. Hi, welcome. See, I am on. That tree's been cut down here. Or is that just normal? I think it's normal. There might be somebody building in the area. And that's the only thing I really hate about this server is getting paid and the ATM. I like servers where they force you to keep your cash at home. But you can't have everything. No server's perfect. The only way to get a perfect server to exactly what you want is to make your own. And then you've got a lack of players. So these achievements are LB Master paid achievements that the server owner has paid for the ability of us having them. They don't give us anything, But I'm guessing he has them on his PvE servers because it's a very PvE thing. So he just copied the code across. So we're just first of all going to see whether our base is going to be, where we're going to build is going to be free. And then we're going to push the trader and start getting ready to build. So pick up the mission that will get us a code lock and a box of nails. Bank everything we can. So then when we complete that mission, we can then buy all the tools we need. Code lock, box of nails, run home, get a flag up, get the base built. Or get the first door on. Door and a wall, basically. Block off a window, get a door up. We've got some security. And then after that, then the pain starts. Because then we start having to run guns to trader so we can buy storage. Well, they've still got some storage in stock. And doing events and hitting areas looking for nails. Sun should be up soon, so it'll become lighter, guys. I don't have MVGs. It is a fresh white, so where are we now? It's 1:45 in the morning on server time. Sun will be up at about 3:30, 3:45 in the morning, and night time is advancing at 12 times. Is the one that we're checking, isn't it? Because Tricresta is up there. Yeah. We come in a bit more silently now. If we spot a player, I've got to stand a chance. So a burst of FAMAS 223 will do the job this early on, because not everyone's going to be running around with tier 4 armor yet. By the end of the weekend, most will be. I won't be, because I'm a solo player until Chuckles gets back, and then we're only a duo till Lego gets on in a few weeks' time. So it's harder for us to get the good stuff. So we have to play tactically rather than full-on fighty. But I like that. I like a different challenge. And it doesn't always go according to plan. You know, if I get into a PvP fight, I'm probably going to lose. Unless I spot them first. I'm good, thank you. How are you? So good news is house is free. Now we need to push the trader. Linus took out somebody with a fair gap. I think I heard it. Killed him with something shredder. Huh? Come on, game. Right, if we run direct, there's sometimes a train spawn down here that often spawns with loot, base building loot on, or military loot, which works to my advantage as well. A couple of times I've had storage out of it, better guns. We don't really have the storage space at the moment for it, but it won't mean we won't try. Obviously, a lot of what I've got on me is sellables. There we go. Got a weapon slot available. Or we got somewhere we can stick a weapon. And arguably I can stick a second weapon. I can multi-carry, can't I? We find if there's a train down here. You never know till you try. I will be on again tomorrow most of the day, and tomorrow evening. I'll be on Monday evening, Tuesday evening this week, no Wednesday. I'll be on Thursday, Friday, some of next weekend. The following weekend I won't be on the Saturday because I'm going to a summer ball. And then I'll be off for a week. So the week that I'm off, I'll be streaming every day. Unless my move has come through, in which case I'll be moving house. I normally cross over there a bit more. Let's see if the train's up there. It might be. Oh, it is! Oh, game changer. Is that train up there? Looks like it. No. Just how the railings looked, wasn't it? Yeah, so sometimes you get a train spawn there. Always worth checking. Even on vanilla, if it's a vanilla spawn point. Ah, try Trester in it. And when we start going gun hunting, we will hit try. But at this point, as I said, it's about getting to the trader and selling all the rubbish, selling the spare guns, and picking up a box of 5.56, and literally just the mission to get the sort of kill zombie missions, and then the mission that is that you can get a code lock and nails out of, and get that mission completed. A lot of the people we're against on this server are playing as trios. So until Chuckles is on, later in the week, we are soloing it. Lego won't be back for another week or so. So there'll be a lot of me soloing the server until they are back. So just incoming message, guys. Nothing to worry about. Even though I'm off for the weekend, if work message me, because of the nature of my job, I have to go in. So any messages I get, I have to monitor. I'm not a fan of the FAMAS, but until I can get an M4, I'll stay with it, and then I'll stay with the M4 until we can get something 3080. As we all know, I'm more of a fan of something with a bit of a punch. I don't like to multiple carry weapons. I know a lot of people do. I prefer to carry one weapon that does both roles. So I like to have a rifle, a semi-automatic with a fully automatic capable rifle. So, but chambered in 308 or above, that I can use to snipe, or I can use when I'm pushing a position. Leaving my other slots free for picking up loot, because I am the Looting Goblin. At Trader, if they've got any food for sale, we'll probably buy some, just because otherwise we've got to go fishing, which has an massive element of risk. And we'll be very selective in the missions we pick up, though we're going to have to read through a lot to find the one we want. Unfortunately, again, the nature of this server. There's hundreds of missions or quests that you can do. It would have taken them a long time to program them all, so hats off to them. But I certainly want to pick up explore the map ones. The last time I just picked up everything I could, and I will do, but that's probably something to do when I'm not streaming, because it will take me half an hour of just reading it, clicking yes, reading it, clicking yes. I'm choosing a route in that doesn't involve the village, because there'll be Zeds in there and it's dark, and there's a heli crash out there. Too close. It's dangerous. It's night time. If people have got MVGs, we'll be dead. And we're so close to Trader now. So the aim is to live at the same place we lived last wipe. It worked well for us. I'm learning how many doors I can get in there and how to build outside. There's the extraction. The most dangerous bit of the journey. You're exposed, there's zombies, and there's an extraction point. And I just heard that shot miss me. I should have extracted. Yes, I have. Now we'll think about it and put me in. Thank you. I said first point of call will be make some sales. We're just filling up on water to make life easier for ourselves. Catch up, and we'll get the other weapons sold. That one there. Yeah, we'll give it a chance to resync. Where are we up to? He was selling that suppressor. Come on. It knows it's there. We can sell the bits of it though, can't we? Doesn't like it. Okay, we'll keep it for the moment. Not going to worry about that all night. Withdraw all. See if there's any food available. Not paying that. That'll be a note. See if he'll buy the gun. Keeping the fishing rod. Yeah. $86k. We've done all right. So what do we need? We need ammo. Need a box of 223. Or 556 as you guys would call it. Mag loaded fully. And then we need to pick up the mission that will allow us to get a code lock and nails. When I can work it out. As I said, there are a lot of quests. Does make sense when I see it. Without going through them all. Build your home. So I need to bring 15 logs, 5 sticks, and 5 of those. So we need to get a hatchet, and then we get a base building kit out of it. So 15 logs, 5 sticks, 5 firewood is what we need to bring. So we need to buy a hatchet, extract, get up into the woods, gather the stuff, get back down here. Normal thing, extract, make sure we're not being followed. Up into the woods. I did throw my money away, didn't I? Yeah, good. And then spare nails we've got there. Brilliant. $15, $5, and $5. Okay. Oh, come on. Need to get 5 of those in somewhere. I go. Lengthways is going to work better for the 4 of them. And then the 5th one, I'm going to have to replace that gap or run it as a triple carry. It's all right. One more log. Goes 15. Now I need 2 more firewood. Will it stack on there? No. That's those. And now I need 2 more sticks. This might be a challenge. That into my hands. That. Up there. Good. Two more sticks. With a knife to make it easy. One, 3, 4. I'm going to throw away the M4, aren't I? That's life. 5. Right, let's get back and get this mission done. We'll need to buy a piece of rope as well so we can get a flag up. You want more nails? Yeah. I always want more nails. Go some airdrops. I tried an airdrop last wipe, and I was nearly killed by the white monster thing that was on it. I tend to get my nails from searching and killing Zeds because they carry nails on them. But I'm not ready for airdrops yet. I don't have a big enough gun. From experience on this server. Just because it's an experience. Yeah. I'm not a great PvPer. I hate that slow bit. There we go. Right, let's get this handed in. Build your home. Complete. Giving me a code lock. It has, and another box of nails. Yeah, I worked that one out. I just wasn't very good at shooting. Goes there. Thank you. The bandage isn't as important as that is. Nails is more important than code lock. I need a piece of rope though. I'm happy if I can get a door up tonight, which we should do. easily enough. And then we can go forward from there. So do you play this server, do you? Or is it your server? Rope and buy. Need that. Good. What else do I need? At this precise moment, with a lack of store... I say a lack of storage. I could probably get something in there. If there is anything. Where are we? If there's a locker, I'll take one. If there's not, I don't care. We can worry about that. That's the least of our worries. No. No locker. Shame. That's life. One will turn up eventually. Let's pay this money. I'll do anything. Because once I'm secure, we'll be able to eat, won't we? So... cheaper. That will do. Because that will offset. That will offset everything. You have to buy some paint on your base. Paint? Deposit all. There we go. Right, let's do some food to start with. Then refill water. And then set the RV. That's the RV. That's that bit dealt with. Then some water. Then the mad rush to get a door up. And then the mad rush to get, and then off to find nails. A door and a wall, isn't it? Let's be honest. Found the route home. We did alright last wipe though. You know, seeing we came late to the party, we were only in for just over a week, and I had 7 doors up, 6 doors, 7 doors up, 1 metalized, and I didn't hit any airdrops to get that. I just tactical looted. But getting that first door up is so important to me. Because then it feels you've got a chance. Getting the second door up, also very important to me. Because then you've got an airlock. And then it's all about the loot. But I do love this server. I really do. For somebody like me that's a little bit older, you know, I'm 54 in not very many days' time. "17 days' time," something like that. With arthritis in my left hand and the beginning of arthritis in my right hand. My reaction times are nowhere near as good as they were when I was in my 20s and 30s. This is a playable server for me. And don't get me wrong, if I get into a PvP situation, I'll probably come off worst. And I know that. But I don't play PvE. For me, there has to be a risk from players on a server to make it worth playing. And I don't overly like PvE with PvP circles, because anytime I've tried it, I find I'm the only person in the PvP circle. And I like base raiding. I love raiding people. I love planning a raid, going in, blowing the doors, and stealing everything. So, PvP servers it is. And I've played from Aftermath and Rearmed and Down Bad and the big ones out there. But I don't have the reaction times to play them anymore. So I have to find something that works for me, Chuckles and Lego. Oh, fucking boo-boo. At least it came from behind, which is good. So it means I ran past it, which means that its territory's behind me. We stand a slightly better chance. Last wipe, I didn't bump into any boo-boos. And I'm not risking shooting at the moment, because obviously we're Operation Base Build. Though if I get killed now, it'll be Operation Get Everything, which will be a nightmare. I say that, and I did. And I realise its pelt's worth something to me, but at the moment, getting that door up's worth more. Back later. Look for loot. Bloody bears. I should have tried my bear trick, which is if you bandage at the point it's attacking you, the attack doesn't work and the bandaging does. But you have to be bleeding to start with for it to work. Because the bandage animation overrides the bear attack animation. Doesn't work with wolves though, does it? Wolves animation overrides the bear the bandage animation. It happened on Livonia basically to me, and by bandaging when I was under a bear attack, the bear didn't even, it growled, it tried to punch me and then it ran off. I expect it's been packed by now, but it was good. It was like my wow moment. Once again, we need to clear the house, make sure there's nobody living in there. And then get off into the woods and make the stuff that we need to make. How jerky is it? Jump, clear it, thank you. Right, into the woods. We need to make some shit. Gonna need 10, 20, probably 40 planks, I'm guessing. Should be more than enough. long stick. There we go. Yeah. There, maybe? And pause. Ah, right then. Where were we? That should be roughly it for the moment. But you can't put that on there as well, can you? Shame. So, one of those left. We'll take one of those with us in there because it's worth keeping. That can go in the weapon slot on there. That I don't care about. That I don't care about. That can go on there. Obviously, we need to run trader and get another code lock. I get that. And some 556 after that nasty incident with Mr. Bear. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Do care about both of those. Oh, we need a bandage as well, did we? Did Mr. Bear take our last bandage, did he? That's nice of him. Open that one. Once the one I've used that one up, so put the 2 good ones in there. Use in case I get killed, we don't lose the good ones. Right, eat some food. And then the run back to trader. So I'd like to get the airlock in. If we can get storage, get it. If we can't, buy a fridge and get that back, at least it's something. Throw that on the floor because it should survive. Throw that on the floor because it should survive. And throw that on the floor because it should survive. I'll take the risk. Right. Get rid of the RV symbol. For the moment. And put my trader symbol on there, because that's the trader we'll use, and it needs to be a different color than pink, because pink's what we use for everything, and we need to make it to a different icon. Camp will do. Right then, let's do it. Then once we've got the code lock on, and some sort of storage in there, be it worst case scenario a fridge. At least allows me to build up food supplies. Then we'll go looting of Tricresta and run that in the trader and start getting stuff we need. But obviously we need a bandage now desperately. I'm a trio. There's me, UK, there's a US guy, and there's another UK guy. I have about 7,000 hours. Approximately. Just under, just over. Something around there. But a lot of the time I am playing solo because my other member of the UK team is busy with work at the moment. And the US guy works 12-hour shifts nights, so it's only when he's on his days off that we get to game together. But I'm not a hardcore PvP player, so a lot of what I do is go around things, go loot around, find my way through, pick my routes. I like to be secure before I do something. You know, before I go looking for better gear, I like to have a secure base down. I like to have an airlock in. I'm a massive base builder, looter. I enjoy raiding. I quite like seeing how people put their maps together, their servers together. So I'm always interested in that side of it. And away from this side, I also make my own survival servers. I have a small members only survival server at the moment, and I'll be doing a survival server next year that I'm planning at the moment. But I tend to play, when I launch a new server, I play it a little bit just to show it off, and then I leave it up to my players to play, and I find a server to play that I want to play on. And I prefer to play your more PvP servers, but I like making survival servers. But yeah, it'll be my 6th year in DayZ later on this year. I was late to the party, so I used to, from the days of DayZ 2, VBS, not VBS, Arma 2. I used to watch Frankie play DayZ. Frankie on HD guy, and then when it went to Arma 3, I was watching him, and I made a comment on one of his videos saying, look, I'm older, I'm in my mid-40s, my reaction times aren't there, shall I give DayZ a go? And I just finished playing Fallout 76 and had enough of playing single-player games, and loads of his community, loads of people came back and said, yeah, give it a go, you'll love it. Just find the right server for you. You know, there's so many choices out there. Once you find your home, you'll be happy in your home. So I gave it a go, and I've been here ever since. And I also, thanks to DayZ, thanks to looking after servers in the past, my current job involves an element of looking after something called VBS, which is it's a branch of BI that no longer part of BI, but they took Arma 3 and turned it into a military sim. And I look after that, and part of my job at work is looking after a server, that, and going away on various things. And I have a VBS build at home. I can't show it because of the nature of what it is, but that's an advanced version, if you haven't seen it, of Armour. Which is really, it's not fun. It's simulation. But it's fun to look after and put people through training packages on. But because I'm older, because I have slower reaction times, I tend to pick servers that are either slightly harder and with less than full pop. I'm not a great PvPer, as I said, nor is any of my team. And when I'm playing with the other team members, I don't tend to stream, because it's nice to have the chat and have it as a social game. But when I'm not gaming with them, then I'm more than happy to stream it and show it off and talk about it. And yeah, I love the game. It's when I was young, in the days when computers were things like Spectrums and BBCs in the UK, and you loaded things off tape and disc and luck and typed them in and programmed them, I always wanted a game that would allow me to run around like a soldier but have to shoot things and eat them. So DayZ really was my game. It was a game that, as a young child, I always wanted. Forget the zombies, they probably don't interest me. Or they didn't back then. But yeah, massive fan of DayZ. I think it's an amazing game. And also, the possibilities. My favourite map is probably Livonia, because it looks like home. I live in the southwest of the UK, so reasonably flat, lots of fields, woods. Reminds me of home. But I don't like the fact that BI made the bunker that you have to do as a part of a team. I think that was a bad idea, because there's so many solo players, and it's not a popular server for servers that I like playing. I think I've said a few times what I don't like about this server. Is that a player past that zombie? Creeping down. I know where the zombie is. Another one up there. I think that's a Z over there. Yep, it is. I'm not a fan of ATMs. I'm not a fan of getting paid in a server. And the server that I was playing before this one had ATMs I wasn't a fan of. And then it suddenly brought in every hour you got a 5,000 payment. And that was too much for me. It was too easy to make money on that server anyway. And that was the thing that made it so it just became unplayable. Whereas on here, yes, there is money, but you get 500 every half an hour roughly. I can live with that. It's not perfect. It's life. probably more important. Now something for storage. I can't fit into this rucksack what I need to fit in, so retro fridge, 13k, that's a possibility. Retro fridge it is. We need to buy some more 223. Now no money left. Right then, run home. Water, water, run home. And then looting. Get the code lock on and then go looting. So we got an airlock. Having an airlock's the most important thing to me, because otherwise it's so easy to raid people. Bugger. Don't like being chucked out in here. Just when I try and fill my vape, I get to that fence line. But this is pretty much my standard house if I'm playing on this type of server. Something that's a little bit harder with food and water. It's far enough from spawn. It's not a big enough property for a team that's on 24/7 with loads of loot. And it works for me that isn't very good at PvP. It's easier to get doors up to start with. It's quite easy for me to get 3 doors up, 4, without it being too much of a hassle. I know where my next door's going. I know where my next 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I know where all my doors are going now to get me up to maximum doors. Just getting the nails now. Code locks are easy because it's not difficult to make money on here. Which is nice, but it's not like we've got millions of pounds, which is also nice. It's the right level. Thought I saw something move. Also, I find it quite relaxing doing the Tetris side, sorting the base out. I often do that off stream. That's the sort of thing I do in the mornings before I go to work. Just go in and sort the base. Or if I wake up early o'clock and I want to get tired to go back to sleep, I'll come and do an hour of base building. That's not too bad. We're 2 hours into wipe for us because we're a day behind everybody else. I'd say we're doing all right. We'll be down to visit you later. And I realise that's a dangerous place to loot. But that's why I do it. Risk versus reward. It's not as risky as hitting an airfield or Tissy in the early days, and the reward, if you make it in and out alive, is good enough to offset the risk. No, I'm no fan of the FAMAS. But by now you would have gathered I don't like calling the weapon systems by their incorrect names. I like my guns to be named correctly. It annoys me that BI didn't pay for the license for DayZ like they did for Armour, and we have to put up with the LAMAS and KAs and LA when it should be a FAL because it has a fully automatic function on it. But that's the ex-soldier in me appearing. Always good to see that stuff's happening over the other side of the map. And well done to people hitting these places already. I didn't do any keys, did I do? Yeah, we did. I think we did a couple of keys last wipe. We had about 6 keys and a key card that we'd gathered. But we don't tend to push them as a team until we've got the gear if we bump into players, and on this server, let's be honest, if we bump into creatures. But I love this little building. It's where I was when I first started playing DayZ, and my first ever time I went solo on a server, on a PvP server. This is the first place I built at. Though that was an expansion building, so it's a bitch to build. Moment the fridge is gonna we're going to have a bit of an organisation now, I suppose. Get the things off here and put the fridge next to the fire, which is me we're talking about. Autistic goblin. Everything has a place, and it's the same place every wipe. Yeah, that works. Not perfect, but it works. Best one. Pristine, or that's pristine, that's worn. Pristine needs to be saved. 1 log. Don't care. Do care, but I'm not taking it out with me. Don't care. Don't care. I blatantly do, but keep that on me, keep that on me, keep that on me. Fishing rod goes there. Right, guys, I'm just going to have a comfort break a second. Be right back. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for waiting. Right. So we need weapons to sell. As you can see, we've got through a lot of food, so it's already food's an issue. But I'll take the risk of running through here, looting it, selling. If we can buy food, great. If we can only buy meat, we'll buy meat, run it home, cook it. Someone's been through here. think they probably got killed. I prefer hitting this when it's more empty, shall we say. Rather than picking up the scraps. That building's locked. Good find. $56, $64. But the attachment slot there. Switch over. If we don't find anything better, we can sell that. Oh yeah. Don't want it. Want to sell it. One more room, and then I think we'll push for trader. It's getting dark and we don't have the ability of fighting our way through a dark environment. Alright, let's push for trader. But in true goblin style, push for trader does mean they've checked the tents en route. You know, we're just getting scraps. 100% know that. But I'm willing to take the scraps. It's not armour, but it is storage. Good find. Because you can't make wooden cases on here, you know, the wooden chest, the wooden crate, but you can buy them. I'm tempted, as horrible as it is, to buy one if we've got enough from selling this lot, just so we can store our tools in base safely. For the first few days, it's a running and eating sim, followed by the rest of Wipe a running and eating sim. Which is not so bad when we get MVGs, but... Gunfire? Yeah. No one got killed though, did they? No kill feed. But potentially we've got a couple of good guns to sell. And some bits. We should make enough to break even on the trip. better spawn than that stupid bear. Whoa, what happened? You still there, guys? Steam just did a steam. Steam just flashed the Steam screen covering my monitor. Thanks, Steam. Some sort of stupid Steam update. Joy. I love it when it does shit like that. Such a good... Can't wait for DayZ 2 so we don't have to use Steam anymore. The sooner the better. Obviously, because BI have said they're going to bring it in-house. Like they will with Arma 4. It means they can have better control over some of the mods that are... Let's be completely honest about this. Some of the mods that are blatantly stealing data and inserting key lockers. And all those paid mods that are suddenly appearing massively over Steam that don't have permission to be paid mods. When they say things like, we'll unlock this mod for a donation. Yeah, that's because you don't have permission to sell it, isn't it? So you're trying to get around the rules. Hello, Mr. Zombie. Try to rub elbow borders. And... Haha! And there we are. Right. Keep 556, keep that, sell that. I do want to sell that as well, don't I? So that can go in my... Alright, well, very little amount of money.
Oh no, here. Is that better?
That's better. Yeah, I can't see them. They're invisible.
They're invisible, right? Right? Like, they're like fucking, I'm gonna blend in like a motherfucker.
Them, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
I wonder why I couldn't get up there. Fuck. I was like, how can I not stand up? Nice user. Better than this motherfuckers. Spin. Hello? Teammate? Hello? Hello? Yeah, he died. Rest in peace.
Dead. Dead to him.
Yeah, my teammate is fucked. He's dead. Suck on my chocolate salty balls. Remember that song?
That's it. All she wrote.
Your mouth is... Spin! Hello! Come alive, please. Oh, hiya. Hello? Here. What are those? Nice shoes, mate.
What the fuck? Go AFK for 2 seconds.
That's what we were fucking trying to find out. What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm safe. I'm in safe zone. I can go AFK.
That lot there. Right.
Ah, you're not safe. You're never safe. You'd probably die here. Surprised.
Hi, Gurmit.
Oh,
What are those?
100%.
What are those?
Oh god, I'll put the crusty ones back on. Fuck.
Oh, what the fuck? No, change it back.
Well, no, too late. Too late. What? Wait, do I got duct tape?
That's annoying.
Trader lights. Yum, 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 yum.
Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? That's going to get me a copyright strike straight away. Well, not a copyright. You can't monetize this video unless I cut out that amount of swearing. In basic terms, guys, I've had 105 views in nearly 3 hours. That will earn me a very small amount, but everything adds up. All of you that get to watch an advert, even if you skip it, I make a little bit from. So thank you. It's massively appreciated. It certainly helps. But it certainly isn't a full-time job. The downside of nighttime in Trader, isn't it? When people are like, I don't want to be on the ground at night. We'll all meet up in Trader and have a chat. So, new jacket. A scope I wanted to keep. Their full set of pants, that's worth switching to. I think a better rucksack, just because of the add-ons, even though it wouldn't carry what I wanted it to. So we sold it at a loss, unfortunately, but that's life. some more 223. It's not too bad. But I'll probably call it for tonight when I get back to base, guys. I was out drinking last night. I've had a hangover all day. I'd like to get a good night's sleep tonight. And then tomorrow will be my big push. We'll get some hours in tomorrow. I'll get up in the morning, I'll put my washing on, do everything I normally do on a Sunday morning. And then after lunch, we'll start playing DayZ. And I'll do a after lunch session, and then I'll do an evening session as well. And now we've got an airlock up, we can get out and start finding the stuff we need. But I'd like to thank you all for being here. Drum, if you're still there, thanks so much for the whatever they called at the beginning of the stream. First person to donate on the stream using, is it petals or whatever they're now called? Jewels, that's the one. First person to spend jewels on the stream, so massively appreciated. Everyone that's been in chat, thank you. It certainly keeps my evening with something to do. But as I said, we'll get home and then I'll log. Because I don't really want to wait around in the dark for another half an hour before we go out in the ground. We're not geared to go out in the ground, and it's not like we can do anything in base. So it will be a boring until morning comes. And it's only server time 11 o'clock at night. It's going to take a while to get to 3. I think it's better to log and then come on when it's daylight. Though normally I'll log in when it's pitch black. As I said, I will be on tomorrow. I will be on Monday. I will be on Tuesday. Not at all Wednesday. I will be on Thursday, Friday, and next weekend, Saturday, Sunday. But the following weekend, I won't be on the Saturday because I'm out for a summer ball. Got to go and buy a dinner jacket. So I don't own one. And because I'm going to have to do summer balls every summer and other events through the year, I need to invest in one. Otherwise, one won't look the part. And yes, I could just wear a normal suit, but I need to do the right thing. So that will be happening. And then at the end of the month, I've got a week off. So long as I'm not dealing with lots of house movie stuff. And then I'll be on a lot more for that week. I'll do what I normally do and do early morning streams. So it works really well for me streaming at like 6 in the morning UK till about 11 in the morning. I think I pick up the US players as they're coming off game or off watching their favourite streamer. Then they're looking for somebody else playing DayZ, and I always do well with numbers and tend to pick up subs at that time. I do recognise the fact that streaming in the evenings UK or EU times, you are competing with some of the biggest streamers in the world, so it is difficult. So I appreciate every one of you that is here watching me. It does make a difference. I think we hit 20 tonight, which is just about the same as we did last Saturday, though last Friday and last Sunday my numbers were unbelievable. Last Friday I was streaming to 101 people at one for most of the stream, which was awesome. And last Sunday that was 78, 79. But still, it's awesome, guys. So thank you. I think we all say we don't do it for the money, but I don't think we would be streaming if it wasn't for the fact that there's a chance of earning a little bit. It took a long time to get to 1,000 subs. Last November I had a video go viral, which is what got me there. It was really nice. But that'll be it for tonight, guys. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you